Hi Kashmira, welcome. Hi Sapna, welcome. Thanks for joining. Hello Sapna, how are you? It's nice that we are meeting virtually because we have not met personally. The lockdown has given us a chance to interact virtually. Hi Keval, how are you? Hope you are all ready with the questions. Hi Jaya, how are you? Remember we met at a VR1 meet? Thanks Kashmira. Hello Lakshmidhar. Hi Meet. How are you? Thanks for joining. So, let me just start with a brief introduction about myself and why I am here. So, thanks to the admin of Let's Acquire Business, I have been invited to do a FB Live session on a very trending topic, how to stop struggling with weight loss. So, as you very well know, this has become something which is bothering most of the people in the world, and no one has got a solution for this. And that is why I would like to put some light on this topic. So, first, let me just introduce myself. I am Dr. Rupali Shah, and I have been practicing classical homeopathy since the last 28 years. But during the practice of holistic health, I just felt the need to treat the patients more better than what I used to do only with homeopathy. I felt they were deprived of something else to get total health, and then I realized that maybe nutrition or food that we eat is the main reason where they are lacking. And so I decided to study nutrition and dietetics around 3.5 years back, and I started my journey as a nutritionist in 2017, and then I have never looked back. I have got amazing results being a nutritionist. So, hi Simran, how are you? Hello Nilufar. So nice to see so many people who are aware that they should do something about this struggle which is going on constantly in their minds about weight loss. So, let me first begin on explaining why people, go on weight loss plans and are not consistent, or do not succeed, or fail in maintaining a weight loss plan, or fail in getting weight loss for a long term. So, I relate to this with an example of looking out for a marriage partner. All of us have been in that stage where you are looking out for a marriage partner, and I guess when you are looking out for a marriage partner, what ideally should be your goal? Okay, so if we want to relate weight loss plans or a plan to follow for weight management to looking out for a marriage partner, what are the similarities that we should look into? When we are looking out for a marriage partner, we want a person who can commit. We want a person or we want something who is sustainable, who is adaptable to what you are. We want something which is lifetime. We don't want something temporary, right? So, in the same way, we should have a food plan akin to what we are, what our routine is, what we do in our life, what we do in and out of our lifestyle. So, that is the first point. Second point, why we fail in weight loss. is that we always or why we fail in maybe in a marriage. If we are looking for a marriage partner and if we have that goal in mind, why we fail is that we have unrealistic goals. So suppose you are looking out for a marriage partner and you feel you should have someone with a body like Sunny Leone, someone with looks like Aishwarya Rai, someone with money like some XYZ, and then you want to marry. So obviously you will not be able to find all of this in one. You will be able to find this in one person, and so this is an unrealistic goal. So in the same way, for weight loss, if your goal is unrealistic, suppose you are 150 kg and you want to become 90 kg in 3 to 4 months, that is unrealistic. That's not going to happen without you spoiling your whole body structure. So that is the second point. And third most important point, which I always tend to discuss with my patients before starting the weight loss plan, is that when we are looking out for a marriage partner, we always know that in a marriage or in a long-term relationship, we definitely will have problems because both are different individuals. So when we try to anticipate and visualize the problems between two individuals and visualize how we can solve that problem, that will make that marriage or long-term relationship work. In the same way, when I'm making a food plan or when I'm discussing a food plan with a patient, I believe that when I know his or her lifestyle, I believe in understanding or anticipating the problems with him and then visualizing the solutions which he can do while the weight management plan is going on, so that when that problem comes, actually he or she will be able to manage it more beautifully than otherwise. So these are the three things which I feel would make a weight loss plan more sustainable, more successful and more workable long term. So I can see there are many people joining. Hello Pooja Ben, how are you? I am very happy that people are joining. I am very happy that people are passionate to know about weight loss, and I want this to be the last stop to your finding something good about how to, or finding some the best way for managing your health and weight. My main aim as a doctor, and I believe it should be the aim for all the doctors or all people in the medical profession, that we should able to let people live without medicine. They should be able to be healthy without medicine. We should be able to prevent them to go to the pharma rather than throw them to the pharma, which is actually what is happening. So I am not, as a doctor, I am born to allopaths. My both the parents are allopathic doctors, but I have always been born with the thinking that I want to do something different. I want to actually help people who are sick towards health without throwing them to the mercy of medicines. If as a doctor, if I'm throwing them towards medicines, actually I'm making them handicapped, and I don't want to do that. I have always told my patients that my main mission is for you who is sitting in the opposite seat, not to make you sit in that seat again for the same complaint that you have right now. And that is why I'm so happy that so many people have joined in this session to understand how can we really manage our weight and health, and how can we manage to lose fat, look good and remain fit. So having said that, I would also like to announce that I would want to make this session more people centric rather than more doctor centric. Most of the doctors or nutritionists or dietitians would always like to blah 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 about what they do or what they want to do, but I know Google has done a lot of that, and everyone is Google savvy, so I don't really have to spell that out. So I believe that questions coming from you would be more welcome than me you going blah blah. So get ready to shoot. Hello Ayushi, I'm waiting for your questions. So meanwhile, till I get some questions, I just would like to give some examples on how or what I have seen in the last 3 years with nutrition. So I would like to start with a patient who had diabetes and who was 108 kg in weight, and he started around last Jan end. And obviously he had come to me after doing many diet programs and going on and off weight loss programs, coming down to a proper weight and then again going back to what he was or maybe more. So he was actually not convinced in how I was going to make him lose weight by making him eat. But I managed to convince him, and I told him that give me 1 year or sacrifice 1 year of your life to just listening to me, and you will be educated in how to manage your health and weight in a proper fashion, which will be long term. So needless to say, he obviously agreed because he had health issues and he obviously wanted to take care of them. He was 53, 54. So at the moment, I am very happy to say that he has reduced his diabetic medicine and he is nearing 79 kg, and he has eaten everything from the festivals, ranging from Diwali, from and he has had that Ras Puri and Undiu, and he has attended parties and gone to marriage functions. And of course, with my advice, I have always told my patients that I will always help you in whatever cheat meals you want to eat. But you need to understand that everything is not about a cheat meal. Your body needs to have a balance. And that is what I want to teach people. Okay, hello Deepak. Hello Charmi. What is an average plan that we can follow? Okay, that's a good question. Again, I would say an average plan which you can follow will be based on you yourself. So first we have to understand your body. Secondly, that plan should be customized or tailor-made only for you, or at the most I can extend it to you and your family. And thirdly, it should be customized to your routine, to your likes and dislikes. I cannot advise a patient quinoa and brown rice and organic muesli and or whatnot if that person is used to traditional food. So I would say an average plan for a man to follow is what he used to eat when he was small. You can understand when a person was born till the person was around 7 to 8 or 10 years old, there was never a problem with the person. He used to eat, or he or she used to eat when he used to feel hungry. He used to eat according to seasons. He used to wait for May month to come to eat mangoes, and he used to never get scared, which is absolutely not the case right now. Everyone is scared of food. In fact, I always wonder how can fruits which are natural to us cause harm to us. So, and I hope I have answered your question. Hema Shah, I didn't understand. Please, can I join this? What do you want to join? Okay, Simran, the time interval between 2 meals. The time interval between 2 meals again will be decided by your body only. You need to realize the body's hunger signals. So you need to become fit in such a way that your body again tells you that you are hungry. And when you are hungry, you will eat. I hope I have answered your question. Some tip for dancers to sustain for longer years. So again, dancing is something which involves a lot of cardio, but it's not only cardio. You need a lot of strength in your muscles. You need a lot of energy. So I believe if you keep yourself hydrated, always have protein in every meal of yours, and have a good night's sleep, as in sleep before midnight, get up by 7:38, and eat when you are hungry, eat before a good workout, eat after a good workout. I think that will make you sustain in a dance or in a dance practice more longer. Hello Nainesh, how are you? Fitness needs to be something which is like your brushing, which is like your sleeping, which is like your eating. It should be so easy. It should be hand in hand with whatever you do. Whereas nowadays, the weight loss industries and all the doctors, I'm sorry to say, they are from my profession only, but yes, all the doctors have managed to make the patient so scared of everything that they need to ask whether they can eat that particular thing to the doctor or to whoever they are consulting before they eat it. सो आधा मजा उसमें ही मर जाता है कि वो आमरस रखा है, मैंगो रखा है, या फिर वन पीस ऑफ केक इज देयर, या कोई मिठाई रखी है, लेकिन खाने से पहले उसको 2 बार पूछो, उसका पोर्शन लो, उसका टाइम लो और उसके बाद खाओ. इट डजंट रियली मेक यू एंजॉय दैट पीस ऑफ वॉट एवर यू आर ईटिंग. Eating should be a pleasure which should not be denied to anyone. It should be a natural pleasure. So Deepak, you want to reduce weight from 90 to 75 and you are 32 years old. Don't get time for workout and also can't diet. Okay, so I don't know what you are working as or what your routine is, but I believe that if whenever I am taking a patient's routine and the patient tells me that I can't work out, I don't diet, so I just ask them, why do they want to reduce? If I understand the reason why they want to reduce, a person can tell me they want to fit in their old jeans. A person can tell me they want to, look better. A person can tell me they want to become healthier, they want to reduce medicines. Then I'm very glad to help them out. But if you tell me that you want to come down to 75 from 90 just because there's a marriage in the family, or just because your neighbor decided to reduce the weight, or just because your friend reduced weight and you also want to do so, this won't really work. Deepak, you need to understand that weight management should be a long-term goal and it should become a habit. So even if you don't diet, even if you don't exercise, I would tend to, if your goals towards health are more permanent and sustainable, you are looking for it long term, I would definitely tell you that you can remove 10 minutes to just walk 100 steps. That will add to your routine. So आज वो 10 मिनट है, कल उठ के वो 10 मिनट का एक्टिविटी से आपको अच्छा लगेगा. That will make you feel like do more 10 minutes. I can give you 10 minutes HIIT, which is a high intensity workout. I can give you just 10 minutes of squats or lunges. I can just give you 5 minutes of climbing your stairs, which doesn't take much time. You don't have to do anything else. Just wear your shoes and climb your stairs and come back. So, and if you don't diet, I will understand your schedule and just try to tweak things which are going wrong in your schedule and make you work on that. So, becoming healthy, reducing weight, reducing fat requires you to obviously change the lifestyle which you are in and build better habits. So, it is all baby steps, and we just have to be patient and do one thing at a time and work on it and make one habit stronger and then go to the next. Can you help me with sort of plan you have? So Meghna, again, I don't have any sort of plan. I am a person who is very flexible to the patient who comes to me. So if you tell me that I want to eat only 2 times, or if you tell me I want to eat fruits with my diet, or if you tell me I want to do intermittent fasting, or if you tell me I get up at 12 o'clock and then I have my food or whatever, I will try to adjust the plan according to your schedule, but always seeing what is good for you. So obviously I will definitely tell you what is going wrong with your schedule, but I will try to be best relating to what your routine is, so that when you start the plan, you begin to enjoy the plan rather than get scared or be forced to do the plan. Yeah, Sangeeta, I am doing yoga daily and reduced weight from 65 to 56. Okay. अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मुझे क्या डाइट लेना चाहिए जिससे मेरी टमी नहीं बढ़ना चाहिए. So again, you can never spot reduce in your body. Understand one thing: whenever you want to reduce fat, you need to do certain changes in your diet which will reduce fat overall in your body. Of course, I can give, as a doctor, when I tend to a patient who is looking at a very huge belly, so obviously I will, in their fitness regime, give some exercises which will work on the belly. But you need to understand that the stubborn belly fat which is there over the belly is the fat which has accumulated because of sedentary lifestyle, because of your wrong habits, because of not drinking water, and it has developed over the years, and that is a sign of you're going towards the non-communicable or lifestyle diseases like diabetes, thyroid. So if you need to reduce that, we need to do some changes in your diet also, and along with that we need to add strength training in your fitness routine. So as in, if you are doing only cardio, it won't help in reducing belly fat. Belly fat requires more stringent measures in resistance training or strength training. So I hope I have answered you, in a summary, Sangeeta. Who needs to stop eating fast food? Karan. No one needs to stop eating fast food. सबको थोड़ी मजा तो ऑब्वियसली करनी ही चाहिए. लाइफ ने तो, आई मीन, व्हाट विल यू एंजॉय देन? आई मीन, we have that saying, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So obviously if you have only healthy food also, you will never be able to sustain anything. So if you want a plan which will make you healthy and fit and stay healthy and fit, you need to binge sometimes on whatever you like. चाहे वो राजधानी थाली है या चाहे वो पिज्जा है या anything, but obviously it should be in moderation and it should be once in a while. So Hema Shah, so sorry to know you have blood cancer, but please tell me which foods can I have and my potassium is 5.3. So here, this is a question which obviously can't be answered on such a platform, because this has to be dealt with many other parameters. But I can definitely say that in cancer, if you increase the level of antioxidants in your diet, if you increase the hydration, if you increase the oxygen content in your body, along with many changes in your diet and some exercise routine which you can follow given your condition, definitely this will help. You can definitely consult me in detail. I will mention my contact details, and I will also put my card later on after the video, so that you can consult me in private, because this is something which can't be dealt on a social platform. This is something which really requires in-depth study of whatever you are suffering from. But I will definitely want to help you in this. So Hema, I hope I can see you later or talk to you later. So, Sri Radha, high BP, which kind of food we should consume? So, again, high BP, that means you have an increased amount of body and belly fat in your body. And contrary to people's beliefs, and people really are surprised when I say this, that if you want to reduce fat, you need to eat fat. Obviously, you need to eat healthy fat. So healthy fat, as in if you are a vegetarian, you can eat omega rich foods like walnuts, almonds, cashews, chia seeds, flax seeds, and also you can eat non-veg foods like fish and lean chicken, lean meats, not very processed meats. So these things, and of course, how can I forget? You can definitely eat ghee. You can definitely add that dollop of ghee in your food, which will definitely help in reducing your bad fat and increasing your good fat. So that will definitely help in your high blood pressure. So thank you, Nainesh, for such a good feedback. Yeah, it's a pleasure helping you and your family as a nutritionist, and I will always be happy doing that. So, so Hema, again, due to steroid, my weight has jumped. First, my weight was 75, now 86. So obviously, you should know that steroid does. Even though I should say that steroid is life saving, but it does have its counter effects. So obviously, if you are suffering from a condition which does require steroids, I cannot say that you can't take steroids. But when you are taking steroids, we can do certain things in your diet which can reduce the side effects which they are causing on your body. And in the long run, when you are off medicines or when your medicines get reduced and you are better, which you will be, then definitely our food and the nutrition which I give and whatever for plan you follow will definitely make you healthier. Yeah, so Kashmira, midnight hunger pangs. So again, first I would say that you should sleep before midnight. That I always maintain. But if in case you are those kind of people who are working from home and you need to work odd hours and you need to work past midnight, you need to understand that at night also. What actually happens is when you get up in the morning, sorry I'm digressing from the topic, but I need to explain why do you have cravings at midnight. So usually when your day starts in the morning, so what happens in the body is when you get up, there is rise in cortisol, which is a hormone which makes you feel alert and which makes you feel hungry. So if you eat at that time, your body will absorb all the nutrition optimally at that time and give you the energy to progress further in the day. If you are doing everything right throughout the day, the body needs to unwind, so the cortisol drops by evening around 5 to 6 and melatonin starts to rise, which is the hormone which gives you that feeling of relaxation, of going towards sleep. So if you have passed the day properly, got up at 7:38 and then you are feeling sleepy by 9:30, 10, and still if you are for whatever reason trying to be awake, then what happens is instead of the melatonin going on the rise to make you feel sleepy, it will go down and the cortisol will increase again, which will make you feel obviously very hungry, and you will feel you can eat anything which comes in front of you. So at that time, if you eat fruits like banana, apple, nuts, or you can have poha with milk, or you can have lassi, but not with sugar. Lassi you can have with curd or milk, and you can add cashews with it, which makes it naturally sweet. Or you can just have a plain glass of milk, or you can just cut some salad, raw salad, and have it with hummus, which is ideally homemade. So you can also have popcorn, you can have makhana. So I think these are the varieties which you can binge on safely. Of course, your weight will definitely fluctuate the next day because you have eaten in the night, which will show on your scale. But I believe the scale should not really be your benchmark in weight management. Your benchmark in weight management should be that you are getting up fresh, you are feeling energetic, you are being able to eat everything. और अगर एक दो बार चीट कर भी लिया तो मालूम है कि कल मुझे वापस अपने प्लान पे जाना ही है और थोड़ा आज वेट इंक्रीज हो गया तो फाइन, दैट्स ओके, दैट्स पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ. सो इफ यू डू दैट यू विल नेवर फील गिल्टी ऑफ ईटिंग एनीथिंग विच यू लाइक. So I hope I have answered your question, Kashmira. Hello, Vikesh. So Meghna, I have tried most of the players in health industry and failed badly. Name them and I have tried. At some point in time, I was following the most tried diet, but I started gaining again when I stopped following that. I think if you have been following me from the beginning of the session, you must have understood that प्लेयर्स ऑफ इंडस्ट्री कभी भी आपके लिए काम नहीं करते, वो प्रॉफिट के लिए काम करते ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री. अगर पब्लिक हेल्थ के लिए काम करना चाहिए तो वो मेरे जैसे लोग हैं जो धीरे धीरे लोगों को एजुकेट करते हैं और वेट करते हैं कि लोग वो चीज फॉलो करें ताकि वो मेरे लिए मिशनरीज बने टू अदर पीपल. सो टू द आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन, देयर इज no right diet unless that diet is made for you and your lifestyle and your likes and dislikes. There is no other diet which is right for you. So if you want to really follow something, first understand your body. Obviously first contact me. But jokes apart, first understand your body, what makes you work, what does not make you work, what does not give you good feelings, what makes you feel good, and then work on it. I believe that what I relate weight management to. I relate weight management to an elephant and its rider. And when I'm talking to the patient, I believe that the emotional side is the elephant, which is the huge body of the elephant, and the rational side is the rider. So I believe if I want to achieve good results and if the patient wants to achieve good results long term, I need to address the emotional side, that is the elephant, not the rider. I hope I have answered your question, Meghna. So Lakshmidhar, you do yoga and gym both 1 hour. Is it okay to do both? So I always believe that you need to exercise according to your lifestyle and what you eat. So around 45 minutes to 1 hour of exercise every day is perfect for any individual, and that too I believe it should be around 4 to 5 days a week. There should always be time for muscle recovery and rest. So over exercising will only lead to a decrease in muscle mass, and the muscle will not get time to repair. So it's a good thing that you are doing yoga and gym, but I believe if you separate both and keep some days for yoga and some days for gym and make it to around 45 minutes to 1 hour at a time, it should work for you. नहीं खाने का, लॉट्स ऑफ पेशेंट्स नीड विल पावर टू कंट्रोल. जो पहली वस्तु तो ऐसा है कि वी आर ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, वी हैव अ सुपीरियर पावर, वी आर द ओनली पीपल वी हैव हु कैन कंट्रोल आवरसेल्व्स, हु हैव कंट्रोल. सो दैट इज वन. सो नहीं कर सकते वो तो गलत बात है. लेकिन मैं ऐसा बिलीव करती हूँ कि वाई डू वी नीड टू सैक्रिफाइस. ऑब्वियसली इफ यू ट्राई टू टेल मी कि मुझे बर्गर पिज्जा और यही सब खाना है एवरी डे, सो ऑब्वियसली दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क. If junk food doesn't work for your younger ones, how will junk food work for you? You need to understand that. If you get angry with your younger ones and scold them for eating from packets and tell them that no, they should eat food which you have prepared, then why not you? So having said that, I will always say that a balance between all the junk food which you like and the nutritious food which a body deserves is what will give you the proper weight management. Karan, I'm still not understanding your question. What do you mean by cheat meals? May it's okay. Please elaborate. So, how do I deal with salty food cravings? So, salty food cravings again, that shows that there is a lot of bloating in the body. So, Kashmira, you need to assess what is causing that bloating in the body, and you need to address that issue first. Secondly, if you do have salty food cravings, there are so many things which you can eat which will satisfy that salty food craving. So, if you plan ahead and keep some hummus, homemade hummus in the kitchen, in your fridge, or if you roast some makhana or popcorn, or if you make some homemade sev kurmura, so that can definitely deal with your salty food cravings, and you'll feel satisfied after a bowl of that. So that is that. But first, I definitely feel you should assess if you have bloating in your body, you should assess why it is happening. How to control sweet craving? So, पहली बात तो डोंट कंट्रोल स्वीट क्रेविंग. I will never tell you that you should stop eating your usual sweets whenever you are eating. But having said that, I will definitely want to explain why do you have sweet cravings usually. So usually vegetarians especially, they have a deficiency of vitamin B12, and a deficiency of vitamin B12 leads to sweet cravings, especially after eating a full plate of food, even if it's a lunch or dinner. And also they have vague feelings of depression or vague pains in the body, stiffness, sometimes thrush in the mouth. So if that is the case for you, then you need to obviously look at the deficiency and treat it up, obviously. But to the answer to your question, you can definitely eat peanut, jaggery, coconut, peanut mixture, jaggery and coconut, and make a laddu out of it, or just थोड़ा घी डाल के वो मिक्सचर को ये एक स्पून में लेके just relish that mixture at whatever time you feel like. That is not, see, it is I at this point I feel that it is better that we become more food and people centric rather than carbs, protein and fat centric. I have seen that moreover people are becoming more carbs and proteins and macronutrients and calories centric. In my clinic, I never ever tell the people that your diet plan is of these many calories. I never do that, because if you put them on a watch, they will never be able to enjoy the plan which they are on, and there will always be a fear or a guilt, which I don't want. So, so if you have sweet cravings, you can have dates, you can have peanut, jaggery, coconut and peanut, jaggery, coconut and a little bit of ghee, or you can have peanut, sugar and ghee. Or you can have laddus made from ragi or flaxseed, or you can have your besan ka laddu. So anything in moderation, and obviously along with that, with a lifestyle which has some sort of activity and some sort of mindful eating will definitely help you in your weight management, even if you have sweet cravings. Yeah, you love ghee, so ghee is very good for you. I think the West has also got defeated in their announcements before. Before they used to always, make people scared कि ghee मत खाओ, cholesterol बढ़ जाएगा. और अभी now they have made a U-turn saying that ghee, which they have named as clarified butter, is the thing in the West. So, and this also I don't understand, that why, when we have such an abundance of traditional food wisdom in our own country, why do we have to listen to people outside our country and then take their approval and then have something which is actually naturally good for you? So ideally, to the answer to your question, ghee, you can have it. Obviously, again, I will say, have it according to the flavor, have it according to the taste and in moderation, but have it without guilt. I didn't understand your question, Ashwin. What is the BPO industry? Oh, so you mean call center? So again, that's a question, very interesting question. Call centers have two shifts, a day shift and a night shift. So obviously, for a day shift, it will be the same as you are working 9 to 5 or whatever, 10 to 6 or whatever. But if it is a night shift, obviously things go vice versa. Your family obviously has to support you for this, but things don't change if your body's biological clock has adjusted to the night shift. Things don't change. You get up at whatever time, that is morning for you, and that is the cortisol raised for you, and whatever time you sleep will be the melatonin raised for you and the cortisol decrease. So things don't change. You need to understand your body according to your time schedule and follow the plan. That's it. So for the BPO industry also, yes, weight management is possible. Of course, I'm always there if you want any assistance on that. But as I said, it doesn't differ from anything which you do in the day, only the timings change. So Karan Sharma, I love walking as I lost most of my weight through walking. But to sustain muscle loss, I do weight lifting. You mean sustain muscle gain, not muscle loss. So I do weight lifting as well, but then the body becomes stiff. So you have to do yoga to keep myself flexible. Doing all things daily is not possible. How would you suggest balancing it out once lockdown fully opens and it's safe to visit gym? So a gym is not necessary. See, understand one thing. YouTube is such a big platform where they have given the fitness trainers to broadcast what they do, and you can definitely follow any of your favorite fitness people, and you can do your workouts at home also. Having said that, always have cardio will always burn glucose. And so you will be burning glucose, you will be burning calories, but they will not sustain you for a long time. Also, obviously, as you said, you will be getting muscle loss also. But if you combine cardio with strength training and weight training on different days, then what strength training does is it increases the metabolism, which in turn increases muscle growth. And obviously, when muscle is growing, your muscle mass increases, that increases metabolism again further, and that helps you in your weight management. Needless to say, you need to obviously follow up with good food. So be it your protein shake after a workout, or having good amount of protein throughout the day. So at this point, I would like to say that you need to have, if you are 70 kg in weight, you need to at least have 68 gram of protein in your diet per day. So this is how, if you are managing with your diet as well as your routine and keeping yourself hydrated and sleeping properly, you will definitely sustain muscle gain. Also, when gym and loads of professional experienced coaches ask their members to go for supplements, is it good to have? So Herbalife is a totally different platform, and I don't think we should discuss it here because that's a network management, and I don't think that should be discussed here. But having said that, any meal replacement shake, if it is good for you and your pocket, it is really good for you. You need to obviously assess what good it does to your body composition. About supplements, so I would like to add here, especially in India, I have seen that people are always deficient in vitamins, minerals, and omega 3. And obviously deficient in what they are eating also, mainly because they don't have time, or they can't prepare that much what is needed by the body and what is needed for what they want in their body. So to keep up with that, if a professional health expert is advising you some supplements which are good for you, I don't think that's a bad idea. You need to understand only one thing, that those those supplements which they are advising should not have any side effects on your body, and should not be such that if they are stopped, then you go back to where you are, or you get some side effects. So that has to be assessed. What is the best mid-evening snack around 4:30 that I can have, as normally don't eat heavy dinner? So obviously you have answered your own question. I don't know what you like, but so I think, Nilufar, you are a Parsi. So whatever you like in your Parsi meals, I may be mistaken. You may be some other caste, but what I'm trying to say is, whatever you like to have in dinner, चाहे वो दाल ढोकली है, चाहे वो पुलाव और दही रायता है, चाहे वो पाव भाजी है, चाहे वो पोहा है, you can have that around 4:30 to 5:30 or 6ish, and that can be your dinner. And for dinner you can have a glass of milk. So listen to your body, listen to what it wants to eat, how much hunger is there, and then answer your body likewise. Hi Rashmi, how are you? It's a pleasure, Kashmira, always. So Ashwin, we find many of our clients who intake alcohol. Any advice for them? A very good question. Alcohol, many people, or I should rather say many doctors and nutritionists would definitely tell you to stay away from alcohol if you want, or when you are going for weight management. But that seems to be a little bit impossible, seeing the current situation, because nowadays people see alcohol as enjoying with friends, or just chilling, or as a stress buster, or helping them to sleep, or just as something which they want to enjoy. So having said that, I would definitely say that if this is a separate topic, by the way, but which I would definitely like to talk about in this group later on, if you people want me to go live for that. But in a short summary, I would say that if you want to have alcohol, you need to know how and what time can you have alcohol, and you should never have alcohol on an empty stomach, and you should never go to a party on an empty stomach, and you should pair things which are not very heavy on the stomach while taking alcohol. Also, you should realize that when you are taking alcohol, whatever you eat with alcohol will always be converted into fat directly. And because body has a tendency to metabolize alcohol first when it comes into the system, so it will always metabolize alcohol only, which is obviously bad, and it does not give you any nutrition. And the food which we eat is converted into fat, so that will increase your body fat. Not to mention that alcohol reduces your body's insight and mindfulness and makes you feel more hungry, so you crave for things which should not be eaten. So having said that, if you want to drink alcohol, drink in moderation. Drink water between alcoholic drinks, and never try to mix sugary drinks or Sprite or Pepsi with alcohol. And always work out on the day you are going to go for a party and the day after the party. I hope I have answered your question. So Sangeeta, you are saying belly fat should not increase. So what food should I avoid, as I am doing yoga and plank exercise daily? So again, belly fat, usually if a person goes for a body composition, belly fat ideally should be between 1 to 7, max till 9%. So if your belly fat is more than that, that means you are doing something in your routine which is not akin to proper health. Having said that, if you want to eat proper foods to maintain your belly fat, if you have come in the range of 1 to 9 or 1 to 7, you should maintain that you should intake water as per your weight. You should take foods which are high in protein in every meal. You should include salads in every meal, and you should also have an intake of 2 to 3 fruits per day as a routine. Also, most of us don't realize, but if you don't sleep properly, that is, if you tend to sleep 12, 1, 2 and then get up late, that is the major cause of increase of belly fat. So even if you are doing following a very fit lifestyle, you are doing exercises, you are eating well but not sleeping well, then obviously your belly fat also will increase. Hi Devisha. Any tips to manage acidity? So Kirti, first of all, to manage something in your health and weight, you need to scrutinize your daily routine. So I don't know what you are doing, what is your profession, what is your lifestyle. So I won't be able to really categorize what you can do to manage acidity. But one of the great tips which my patients have found useful for acidity is to increase their water intake throughout the day, and also to start their day with warm water and lemon. So obviously, see, you can see if that helps, and for other things, obviously you can contact me for any assistance. So Meghna, it was my pleasure answering you. Obviously, you can contact me. I at present, obviously because of lockdown, I am into online consultations only. I am based at Andheri East, and if you don't mind, I will give you the contact details later when we are ending the session. So again, Ashwin, I think your question is who intake alcohol late at night. Please elaborate on that, because I am not understanding what you want a reply for. You are asking advice for our BPO late night working clients and also who intake alcohol. So for alcohol, I think I have made myself pretty clear. But if you need more explanation, you need to be elaborate on your question. I don't know, Simran, have you understood about the sweet food craving, or do you want me to elaborate further? Again, Meghna, B12 deficiency, obviously for a non-veg it is very easy, because you can find a lot of B12 in eggs, in meat. So, but in poultry, but for a vegetarian, we need to up our intake of dairy, milk and milk products, yogurt, and the green vegetables which are abundant in vitamin B12. If you are low in B12, Simran, see, Jaggery will answer to your question for B12 if you are anemic. But if you are not anemic and only deficient in vitamin B12, then you need to up your intake of milk and milk products if you are a vegetarian. And if you are a non-vegetarian, you can obviously have eggs, meat, poultry, which will definitely address your B12 deficiency issue. संगीता, बेली फैट इंक्रीज ना हो उसके लिए क्या अवॉइड करना? हैव अ सी, अवॉइड हम नहीं कर सकते. लाइफ इज फुल ऑफ सरप्राइजेस. यू कैन नेवर प्रेडिक्ट व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन नेक्स्ट. 4-5 महीने पहले हमको कहाँ मालूम था कि लॉकडाउन होने वाला है एंड वी आर गोइंग टू बी होल्ड अप इन आवर होम्स. सबका बेली फैट बढ़ गया होगा जिसने कुछ फॉलो नहीं किया होगा. सो इन अ सिचुएशन वेर वी आर लिविंग, बेली हम अवॉइड कुछ नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन हम माइंडफुल रह सकते हैं इन वॉट एवर वी ईट. हम जो भी खाते हैं उसमें वी नीड टू रियलाइज दैट वी नीड टू ईट एवरीथिंग इन बैलेंस. हम आजकल की सिचुएशन में ऐसा है कि वी आर ट्राइंग टू रिड्यूस कार्ब्स और सैलड और सूप पे ही रहते हैं, ये सोच के कि उससे हम पतले हो जाएंगे, बेली फैट कम होगा. लेकिन इट्स एब्सोल्युटली अदरवाइज. यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हेन यू, आई विल जस्ट गिव एन एग्जांपल. If a company has 10 employees who are working on 10 different departments, and if because of some reason 5 people can't come to the job, and the other 5 have to handle their departments also, obviously the work of the whole company will suffer and the productivity will suffer. In the same way, in your body, if you don't have a balance of all the nutrition which the body requires, then if you, so for example, if you are taking low carbohydrate, your body, the proteins which you take in the body, if at all, will be acting for the carbohydrates also and for itself also. No wonder that you will lose your hair or skin texture. So belly fat को मिनिमम रखने के लिए या फिर इन रेंज रखने के लिए, आई ऑलवेज से दैट फॉलो सम प्लान which understands your daily issues, which you can sustain, and which will obviously look into balancing the protein or all the nutrition in your food. So again, having said that, I don't want you to get confused कि कितना प्रोटीन कितना कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स. आज के दिन अगर आपको लगा कि मुझे दो कटोरी कर्ड खाना है और सब्जी कम खाना है और चपाती एक ज्यादा खाना है, तो फाइन विथ मी, दैट्स फाइन. बट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि जब आप वो करते हैं तो आपको वर्कआउट भी उस हिसाब से करना है. यू नीड टू कीप अ बैलेंस. और ऑब्वियसली ये सब के लिए ही अगर एक डॉक्टर जो न्यूट्रिशन जानता है उसको आप अगर कांटेक्ट करते हैं तो वो आपके लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल रहता है, बिकॉज दैट विल एजुकेट यू lifelong to do what you have to do in that particular situation, wherever you have eaten more or eaten less. So Maxwell, I have already answered about protein, but if you are looking for muscle gain, then you need to have 1.2 gram of protein per body weight. And if you are looking to just have a proper muscle mass, you need to have around 0.8 gram of per body weight of protein in a day. So if you are looking for increasing muscle mass or increasing, making your body muscular, then if you are 70 kgs in weight, you require around 74 to 75 gram of protein per day. And if you are looking to just have a proper muscle mass and keep that muscle mass sustained, and you are 70 kg, you need at least 65 to 68 gram of protein per day. Always welcome, Karan. Yeah, I thought so, Nilupur. So, Richa, can we have dal and rice at night around 8 while dieting? First of all, don't use the term dieting. जब डाइटिंग यूज करोगे ना, आप कभी भी कोई भी चीज एंजॉय नहीं कर पाओगे. तो आपको अगर दाल राइस खाना है, आपको ये समझना चाहिए कि आप एंजॉय कर सकते हैं वो दाल राइस. तो येस, यू कैन डेफिनेटली हैव दाल राइस. दाल एंड राइस हैव अ प्रॉपर अमाइनो एसिड प्रोफाइल विच इज वेरी वेरी गुड, स्पेशली फॉर वेजिटेरियंस. उसको आपको और ज्यादा अच्छा करना है तो उसमें आप घी डाल सकते हैं. उससे क्या होगा कि जब आप एक सी फूड में ऐसा होता है कि व्हेन यू ईट फूड, इट हैज अ ग्लाइसेमिक लोड एंड इट हैज अ ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स. if your food has a glycemic index which is lower, that will release blood, the sugar in the blood slowly, and at the same time make your body absorb the nutrition in a better and surer way. So when you add ghee to the dal rice, that will decrease the glycemic index of the food, and it will obviously release sugar in the blood slowly, and it will make you more active. Also it will help you reduce belly fat and help in hormonal balance, as well as making your sleep better, and also helping in increasing the gut bacteria. So obviously if your gut bacteria is good, then your assimilation of vitamins is good. So all in all, a win-win formula. Thanks Kashmira that you are loving this. Even I am I'm really enjoying every moment of this, and I would definitely like to take many more sessions on different topics if you people allow. So Preeti, I am doing HIIT workout as well as doing yoga and following nutrition diet, but my weight is still same. So Preeti, I don't know what your weight is, what is your height, so I really can't comment whether you are at your ideal weight or not, but always understand, if you are following some plan and if it has to work for you, you need to be patient. You need to understand that if you are building better habits for your body, changing your lifestyle, it takes time. जो भी वेट बढ़ा है उसको टाइम लगा है. हमने इतने सालों में ये चीज किया है जिससे हमारी बॉडी ने रिएक्ट किया है बाय बिकमिंग ओवरवेट. तो अगर हम यू कैन जस्ट ओवरनाइट थिंक कि मैंने आज इतने दिनों से कर लिया तो माय बॉडी शुड रिवॉर्ड मी बाय बिकमिंग थिन एट वंस. वो नहीं होता है. Patience is a virtue which is held by very few people, but if it is held, you will be successful in everything. So I think I should have answered your question, Preeti. Hello Jimish. Hi Sarika, and thank you for your feedback. I'm always happy to help, and you are one of my best patients in my in my contact list who is following my plan. You are following it very nicely, and you are obviously getting good results, and so I'm enjoying every bit like you are enjoying. So Kashmira, again, severe acidity. Acid in our system can be because of various reasons. So unless and until I know what the patient is suffering from, in the sense what the patient is having as a lifestyle, or whether that lifestyle is a reason for the acidity, I really can't actually comment on this. But to generally summarize, severe acidity can be because of stress. Severe acidity can be because of dehydration. It can also be because of lack of sleep. So, and it can be because of eating too many junk food, especially towards the end of the day. More to this on if I know what the patient is actually or where the patient is actually coming from. But of course, if you have heard before, you can start by increasing water intake and starting your day with warm water and lemon. Food tips for good hair. So again, hair यानी प्रोटीन. मैं आपको ज़्यादा तो सिखा नहीं सकती हूँ. गूगल आपको सब कुछ सिखा देता है कि हेयर यानी प्रोटीन. लेकिन अगर आपको आपके बॉडी का प्रोटीन मेंटेन करना है तो ऑब्वियसली यू नीड टू ईट कार्ब्स. अगर आपने बराबर से कार्ब्स खाए हैं तो आपका प्रोटीन आपके बाल के लिए काम करेगा. अगर आपने कार्ब्स नहीं खाए हैं या यू हैव सैक्रिफाइस्ड यू कार्ब्स फॉर लाइफ, you will definitely not have good hair. In fact, for some you may not have hair at all. Having said that, for good hair, for a good luster in hair, you need to eat a lot of nuts, you need to drink a lot of water, you need to have a very good sleep routine, you need to exercise more often, you need to up your intake on fruits, on curd, on coconut, on ghee. The list is endless. So yes, for good skin and hair, food is important, eating is important, starving is not important. Hello Abha. So see, one of my patients who has joined the session, he has also experienced that taking jaggery and hot water in the morning on empty stomach has helped for hair. No, okay, I'm so sorry. He is asking me a question. Let me just read. Taking jaggery and hot water in morning on empty stomach is good for hair. How? How much it is true? Please suggest it is good or no. See, ideally, sorry for misunderstanding the question, Nainesh. But starting your day with jaggery or sugar ideally would not be the right choice of food. Because again, चाहे वो हनी हो, चाहे जैगरी हो, चाहे sugar ho, or whatever, it is going to have calories. So ideal way to start your day would be with warm water or warm water with lemon. Having said that, jaggery works for increasing iron, and if you are having iron deficiency, which is the cause for a hair problem, then definitely taking jaggery with hot water in the morning on empty stomach will help. And you can take a small piece of jaggery and a glass of warm water, that is enough. Shweta, so very good question. I was in fact hoping that someone asked me about vitamin D deficiency, and I was raring to talk about it. So good you have asked this. So Shweta, most of us, and it is so surprising that even non-vegetarians have vitamin D deficiency, whereas you will be amazed to know that our body, actually to be precise, our gut, the large intestine, is responsible solely for producing 75% of the total vitamin D intake which we require per day. But and only 25% is required that we eat from outside, and that also अगर हमने खाया नहीं है, we can get it from natural sunlight. But what has happened is due to the lockdown बोलो, या due to our sedentary lifestyle, या because we are always traveling in cars or protected environments, we are not getting morning sunlight. So obviously vitamin D there also we are not getting. But हमारे डाइट में भी हमने विटामिन डी जो पहले मिलता था वो हमने डेफिशिएंट कर दिया है, बिकॉज वी आर सैक्रिफाइसिंग आवरसेल्व्स फ्रॉम घी, फ्रॉम अचार, फ्रॉम पापड़, जो एक्चुअल मेन सोर्सेज ऑफ विटामिन डी है. एंड यू नो हाउ हम जब होममेड अचार बनाते हैं या होममेड पापड़ बनाते हैं, इफ यू रिमेंबर हमारे हम जब छोटे थे या हमारी दादी या नानी जब समर सीजन आती थी, वी यूज टू एंजॉय हेल्पिंग देम मेक पिकल्स एंड गो टू द टेरेस एंड यू नो लेट इट गेट सोक्ड इन द सन एंड देन eat those sun soaked papads या खिचियाज या pickles. But I am sorry to say, the doctors of my generation, even though they are my faculty, I need to say this, that they have made you all abhor the goodness of all these things which are rich in vitamin D. So as you are saying, severe vitamin D deficiency, obviously first you need to start with a supplement of vitamin D every week, at least for 6 to 8 weeks. Along with that, bask yourself in good sunlight. और मैं ये नहीं बोल रही हूँ कि आपको डायरेक्ट सनलाइट हर बार आनी ही चाहिए. सबके पास टेरेस या सबके पास अच्छी विंडो विथ गुड सनलाइट नहीं रहती है, स्पेशली इन क्राउडेड सिटीज. बट यू कैन एटलीस्ट गो टू योर विंडो and bask in whatever light you are getting. So that at least will give you the vitamin D which is available in that light. Also you can increase the or you can add 1 teaspoon of ghee in your dal at lunch and dinner to increase your vitamin D, because the ghee will help in assimilation of vitamin D and production of vitamin D in your gut. Also it will help in increasing gut bacteria which are helpful for assimilation and making of vitamin D in the gut. So you can definitely use these methods to increase your vitamin D. Mahendra, I have already spoken about acidity. You can definitely start your day with warm water and lemon and increase your water intake for decreasing acidity. Hi Sameer. So Shweta, don't give up what is so dear to you. Dal rice is a staple food for so many people, and dal rice is something which we look forward to in dinner. As I said before also, you can make it all the more good if you like ghee. You can add a dollop of ghee with dal rice, and that will ensure very good sleep. That will ensure a decrease in belly fat also. So don't give up that. Happily eat your dal rice. Hi Monica. Hi Jasmine. Hi Grace. Thanks for joining all of you. So Palak is asking me what kind of fats are good for cooking, ghee being one of them. So yes, obviously ghee has a high smoking point, so ghee can be used for even deep frying, which is such a good news for people who like samosas, who like things which are deep fried in ghee. So having said that, again I would definitely say, when you are eating something which is deep fried, eat it दिल खोल के, in moderation and without guilt. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप उसको भी नंबर में तोल के खाए तो आपका मजा चला जाएगा. सो ईट इट, मजे लेके खाओ, लेकिन माइंडफुली खाओ, इन मॉडरेशन एंड ऑब्वियसली विदाउट गिल्ट. So what kind of fat? So whatever is available near you, whatever you can sustain for a long time, and whatever you are used to eating, have that kind of fats. Having said that, I would always suggest to people that don't get impressed on fads. ऑलिव ऑयल आज अगर अच्छा है तो 2 साल के बाद कोई एक अनाउंसमेंट आ जाएगा कि वो आपके लिए अच्छा नहीं है, फलाना कुछ और ऑयल या फैट अच्छा होगा, एवोकाडो, तो वो भी कल उठ के कोई बोलेगा उसमें ये गड़बड़ है. सो try to focus on what you have always eaten since childhood. And especially in India, I would suggest that अगर साउथ में है तो कोकोनट ऑयल इज द बेस्ट व्हाट यू कैन ईट एज अ फैट. अगर आप नॉर्थ में है तो मस्टर्ड ऑयल है, सेसमे ऑयल है, दैट ग्राउंडनट ऑयल है, वो बहुत अच्छा है. अगर आप महाराष्ट्र से है तो अगेन ग्राउंडनट ऑयल, coconut in food, they are very healthy in fat. So eat what you have been used to eating, don't go along with fads. I have completed prescribed 16 weeks of vitamin D medicines, but deficiency is severe and it has increased from 5 to 9. So thanks for yes, exactly. So understand one thing, taking supplements and not doing anything in your food routine and lifestyle will never help you increase vitamin D. In fact, be aware that vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. So if you don't go hand in hand with a good food routine and lifestyle along with the vitamin D supplement, it is toxic for the liver. Vitamin D is fat soluble, so it will not get excreted in the urine or stool. You need to understand that if you are taking vitamin D, you need to have a proper food routine and lifestyle along with it. So please ma'am, do something about your food routine. If you need any assistance, I am always happy to help. So if you have missed the alternatives for vitamin D, Sapna, I would like to reiterate that all our homemade pickles, homemade ghee, homemade khichya papad are all sun soaked, and they are all very, very good sources of vitamin D. So even ghee is a good source of vitamin D, especially if you have made at home. But of course, if you can't make it at home, then cow's ghee is very good alternative for increasing your vitamin D. So guys, I think we have exhausted all our questions. I suppose. I'm sorry if I've missed any of the questions. I would like to say that I practice from Andheri East, but I cater to people all over the world. In the last 3 years, I have been happy to be associated with people from America, from Australia, from Singapore, and from the UK. And obviously from India, from many states all over India. And I would like to reach out to many more people across India as well as in the world. So I would be giving you contact details on the group. You can definitely DM me and take a time for consultation. If you want to understand how to go about that you will not be chargeable for the our first talk will always be to make you understand and be comfortable with what I do, and then when you decide to go for the plan, you have to pay. So having said that, I will want to give a big thank you to all the admins of Let's Acquire Business, especially Keval, Kashmira, Simran, and Sapna. I don't know if I'm missing anyone, but it's a huge thank you from my side, because this was my first Facebook Live. I was told by so many of my patients to go live, but I have never been able to do so. I don't know why, but because of the insistence of Keval, I could do this, and I could reach out to so many people, and I would definitely like to do this more with different topics regarding health, fitness, weight, and homeopathy obviously. And Also, I would also like to comment on this initiative taken by Cable and others, the admins, for promoting people's businesses, because an online platform helps people across the world to reach out to so many people of different occupations and professions, and make them realize what the other person is good at. So this group is doing a very, very good job to promote what a person's business is good in, and latch other people to those people who need them. So I'm really proud and happy to be part of this group. And Kashmira, you don't have to thank me. In fact, I am very thankful to all of you. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I will definitely want to do this more often. Hi Sonali, I think you have joined very late, but I think you will be watching this again when it will be uploaded on the page. So I hope you have fun watching it. Pleasure is always mine, Kashmira. So can we finish this amazing, informative, interactive session? Pleasure is mine, Sapna. Always welcome, Simran. So I believe we have exhausted all the questions, and I think it is time for me to end this session. You will have all my contact details on the page, and you can definitely DM me for any assistance. I will always be happy to help you live a medicine free life. Would definitely like to hear from all of you and many more. And again, thank you to all the admins of Let's Acquire Business, and I would definitely like to see all of you again and many more for another interesting session on whatever topic you want. Thank you very much, and bye bye.